So you started trading options, and you need to know the options chain, because with the options chain, you could enter at a better entry point with the data that it does provide. This is a high level tutorial. I'm going to go over the options chain with volume as well, which does play a key role with implied volatility. I'm going to talk about like earnings, implied volatility, and all that stuff. You need to know the chain to understand so you could find value buys for entries. This is more important in the options world because it does apply everywhere in terms of the investing world. But in the options world, the better the entry, the better the return, because if you don't enter at a good entry, now you become in a situational issue where your position entered becomes a risk liability, because it's so volatile that most likely you'll end up losing more than winning, if that makes sense in terms of ratios. So you definitely need to find these value entries. Otherwise, at a certain point, if you keep it at a pace where you're just entering at mediocre entries because it's more percentage based, then you're just going to end up losing at the end of the day, and not like options trading whatsoever, when options trading does have massive returns. And then tendency, if you end up losing, your psychology of trading might get so degraded to a point that you start gambling instead of actually making real trades based off data and all that stuff, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to show you the chain and show you what I'm talking about. But basically, I want to go over two things. I am doing a $100 day trading challenge weekly, and I have a school community built on it in terms of seeing the back end, live trades, entries, exits, more information about trading, investing, and option contracts. I'm going to talk about that towards the end of this video. But then at the same time, quick heads up, I do use Moomoo to trade. It has 0 fees for option contracts, fast app with advanced stock info at no extra charge like Robinhood does. For example, level 2 data, which others do charge for, it's for free in Moomoo. And it looks like the more you deposit, the more data you have access to. And I only deposited $100 and I had access to, like, I'm going to show you the high level data, and there's more to it as well, but it's all for free, which is amazing. If you sign up through my link below, you get 8.1% interest on cash for 2 months, then 3.35% after, way better than leaving your money in the bank and doing nothing in essence. And then plus free tools and bonuses like NVIDIA shares. It doesn't cost you anything extra. I just get a small kickback, helps me keep making these videos. Thank you so much in advance. I do appreciate it. Either click the link down below or scan the QR code on the screen. And I'm going to share my screen right now in terms of the options chain. Now, I do have Tesla stock opened right now. And in terms of options chain, basically, if you're on Moomoo app, which I'm already on it right now, just click on Tesla, whatever stock it might be, and then click on options on the bottom left, and then you'll be on the chain, or click chain, whatever brokerage company you're using, right? Chain, and then they're all the same structure wise. So you have the strike prices on the left-hand side in this example. You have the expiration dates right here. So we click whatever, and then calls and puts. So if you do, there is a difference. So make sure you're on like whatever you are on. So let's say call, Tesla's at 391. Let's just go to strike price of $400, right? And obviously the premium changes by the target date. So if you go to a different target date, you'll notice the premium does change to 570, 580. March 23rd, it goes to 670, 685. This is the bid and ask spread. So the bid is what people willing to buy the contract for, is $6.70. The ask price is what people are willing to sell the contract for in terms of sellers, $6.85. One thing to note, this is a high volume stock, Tesla. So usually the bid and ask spread is pretty close, not much difference. If you're selling on a low volume stock, the bid and ask spread could be massive. The reason why this is important is if you bought it, for example, because you're going to pay what person's asking for the most part, or in between, you could put a price in between. But let's just say, for example, 685. Well, if this was a low volume stock, the bid could be down all the way to like, let's say $3.50. So you bought it 685, but you can't sell because nobody wants to buy it unless for $3.50. So you either sell at a loss, or you wait for this price to spike, increase volume in terms of the stock / increase volume in the options chain as well. And then specifically the strike price you're at, because that's important. I'm gonna explain later. So then here's the price change, obviously per terms of like the previous day, et cetera, et cetera. And then there's implied volatility. And the volume is very important, but I'll explain implied volatility because volume affects the implied volatility. Now you can see implied volatility at about 40%. It's not it is still high, but it's not too bad. S&P and NASDAQ typically fall around between, it depends on the contract and strike price and all that stuff, but typically around 16 to 22%, I think, sometimes 23, 24%. 40% is still high, but it's not crazy. There's times that when you're entering earnings season, these contracts, if the earnings is expected to move the stock extremely to the upside or extremely down to the downside. So for upside, obviously calls will be affected. And you can see this implied volatility spike up to, at times, 200%. At 200%, that is pretty hefty, because Now, most likely, you have to have that stock go up extremely high slash extremely fast. Otherwise, you're not going to make any money, because once that earnings gets reported, you're going to have like IV crushed. So implied volatility is going to crash down to probably back up down to 40%. That means those premium prices are going to drop down substantially. So instead of being worth $66, I know it shows 40% implied volatility, but let's just pretend it was 200% implied volatility and the premium was still $6-7. Then the premium is probably going to drop down to, like, let's say $2, unless it passes the strike price, obviously, right? So that's the thing. So you got to be aware when you're buying the contracts, what's the implied volatility at? And just because this strike price is at 40% doesn't mean the rest of them are 40%. You can see some of them at almost 43%, so on and so forth, as you move through the chain. Now, the volume too is another factor to pay attention to. Tesla's not probably the greatest example because it is a high volume stock, but some stocks you trade, they're low volume in essence in terms of stocks. And when you look at the options chain, it is extremely low, where to the point there's almost no action. Like right now, you see the volume here at 2,312, right, in terms of volume for the $400 strike price. But at the $402.50 strike price, just a little bit higher, and it's at 275 volume. Now, again, Tesla's like extremely high volume stock, so it's not much of a concern. But there's times some stocks are like almost non-existent volume for that strike price. And that's a problem, because now the bid and ask spread is going to be massive, most likely, and you won't be able to get out in essence. And then there's obviously, what does he say? There's open interest as well too. Open interest, it plays a role in terms of volume of like who actually wants to buy. And then deltas, and then gamma, and then theta. And these are like more high level, but in essence, the theta is one of the most important, because it kind of shows at what point, like at what level is the decay for the premiums going to be at in terms of price range. So this one's like 54 cents per day. So the longer you hold the contract, the further it's out it is, but every single day it starts decaying, especially at the 45 days and closer to the strike to the expiration date, it starts decaying even faster. But I wouldn't focus too much on decay, because the reason why I wouldn't is if you have increased volume for the strike price, which increases the implied volatility, and you have massive swings up and down with the stock, then this data decay is not really relevant as much, because now you're having massive swings due to the increased volume and implied volatility. So in essence, I would look at the implied volatility. I would see the movement of the stock in terms of strike price. Where is it projected to move? Is it going to pass the strike price? / is the implied volatility too high? Because if it is, then the premium most likely is going to be too high, and it's going to be too hard to get a return on my investment. And is their volume and interest high enough for me to get in and out? And the bid and ask spread is not that spread out, if that makes sense. Now, in terms of interest, like if you're interested in joining a trading community where you'll learn like more about investing in options trading, get to see behind the scenes, like I mentioned, I got 86% return in the first week, over 86%, and then over 35% trading $100 in the beginning of the week to the end of the week. Consider joining my school community at wminvesting.com. Thanks again for watching. Take care. God bless, and peace.